Alright, it is time for Pathologic 2, which is a sequel to a 2005 Russian first-person game where you play as one of three, for lack of a better term, healers who happens to come into a Russian steppe town in some undisclosed location at some undecipherable point in the 20th century, just as a plague outbreak happens. And in that game, you essentially spend most of it walking and interacting with the various townspeople, specifically important townspeople. And they will oftentimes lie to you and try to use you for their own ends. And you have no way of immediately discerning that sometimes, and you sort of have to play them. It's a game that incentivizes you to lie and take advantage of people strategically. And you're also on the clock the whole time. You have 12 days to unravel the mysteries of this steppe town and try to get to the heart of what lies at the center of the plague outbreak. All the while starving, needing to manage exhaustion and thirst, wounds as people get desperate and begin attacking people in the streets. It's just a real nightmare, and it's really, really hard, and you suck at it. And there are guns, but they're not very effective. It's very painful. Anyway, this is the reimagined sequel. Unfortunately, only one of the three characters is available. The three characters being the Bachelor, the Haruspex, and the Changeling. And we're playing as the Haruspex. Interesting thing about the Haruspex is that this being a steppe town, it has both Western European as well as indigenous Eurasian components to it. The Haruspex is a half-breed, basically. He's half Western European, half indigenous. And his father was he was like a medical professional, but also kind of like a witch doctor for the steppe people. And so you are sort of his heir apparent, which confers onto you certain rights and privileges granted to this particular caste or station that you're in. So you can sort of tread the line. The Haruspex is a surgeon who has gone and studied medicine, but is also familiar with folk medicine and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm getting into too much detail. At this point, we're going to start the game, which begins on the 12th and final day, as if we had failed the entire thing. Everything has gone to shit. Most of the important players are dead. The army has moved into the town and is going to be shelling it with mortars.
All of today is just dress rehearsal.
So, Barak, your performance was a flop. You're unfit for the role. A cursed production. This is our second attempt, and a second failure. Will you try to stage it yet again? Why not? But you won't be there. You do nothing to improve yourself. Like I'm the problem here. That is, not for you to judge. We gave it all we had. Whatever. You are dismissed. The bird will give you your final payment. Whatever. So these are the other two playable characters from Pathologic 1. This is the Bachelor of Medicine, Daniil Dankovsky.
Blood, tissue, and sinew. Peel them away, and they conceal a rather simple diagram.
They don't trust me anymore. I wasn't even invited to the final council. Where are the birds? Up, where else, if you mean the real ones? I meant the orderlies. So that is one of the birds. So the orderlies were given theater costumes to differentiate them after the plague began breaking out. And so they're all dressed up like these big creepy birds. But also, there are these creepy birds and guys in, for lack of a better term, almost mime suits, who are sort of fourth wall breaking NPCs slash narrators almost. The game is weird. It's positioned as a stage play, and the player is sort of cast in the role of an actor portraying this guy, the Haruspex, Artemi Barak. Anyway, Here's Clara the Changeling.
People don't like people much, but hating others, that's a challenge to them too.
Turns out the birds aren't birds at all. Want to know what they are? Lean down and I'll tell you. Lower, lower now. They're fingers. Did they tell you that? Yeah, this is a direct quote. We're not birds, we're fingers. That's why people call them executors. Are you tired? Want me to relieve your headache? Go ahead, it's not like you can actually do it. So Dankovsky is an outsider from the capital who is not familiar with the steppe culture here and gets treated somewhat poorly by certain segments of the town. He mostly gallivants around with like the sort of well-to-do liberal intelligentsia of the town. Myself, Artemi Burok, is more in tune with the steppe people, the more indigenous people who also double as the proletariat, like working in the factories of the town. And Clara is almost like she claims to be like a supernatural miracle worker. I'm not quite 100% sure on her whole deal. She's pretty weird. Want to receive your payment? Well, everyone will get paid when what they're due in the cathedral. That's where the final choice will be made. By whom? The authorities. Fitting. Nice red light to direct us to the exit. We can check our journal. Another cool thing, which we won't see just yet, but later on we will see it, is the journal system. It uses like a mind web. So thoughts get connected together based on like the narrative through lines. And it's actually really handy having like a visual mapping of what all you're aware of, what all you tried and succeeded and failed at. Day 12, the last one, which the Haruspex ends with a semicolon. So we're going to be navigating down to here. The whole town is very sprawling and interesting. And it's not easy to get from point A to point B. It's actually engineered in such a way as to be frustrating to the player, building some of that Ludo narrative. But anyway, here we see the army moved in a couple of days ago and is essentially occupying the town. And they've been having mass casualties as well from this plague outbreak, whatever it is. And it's just not a good time. Move along, Doctor. Nothing to see here. Work as usual. Who are these people? They're looters. Like I said, it's work as usual. You do your job and we'll do ours. You should let them go. A couple less, a couple more. What does it matter? Is that Clara again, or is that somebody else? This is Aspity. She's one of the steppe folk. I know where you're going. Want a piece of advice? Speak, but be quick. I won't take long. The town is gone, and to hell with it, but the kin are also gone. Your family is gone. Your father remains unavenged, his path unfollowed. The 7 children who entrusted their lives to you are dead. You are the only one left. Do you want to save yourself, at least? No. Heed my advice. You think she loves you? Think she's a friend and he's a foe because he brought in the cannons? Don't talk to her first. Talk to him. Bailara, Sabah. And now I need to go. So she's referring to... Whoa. That happens. That's wild. She's referring to the Inquisitor and the General. The Inquisitor was another agent of the state who arrived before the military did, trying to sort out the whole affair, but was also unsuccessful. There's the polyhedron, an impossible geometric structure suspended in air, which we will go into more at a later date.
And so they attack while our flank lies open. If our line breaks at Bronick, we'll lose the 4th Division.
Is this the doctor? You aren't going to level the town, are you, General? Am I supposed to discuss this matter with civilians? I'm not just any civilian, I'm a doctor. What is this nonsense? State your name and occupation. Artemi Burak, surgeon. I see. Give me a reason to call off the bombardment. You have one chance. I know how to make a serum. We'll need to produce it at scale, but the recipe has been developed. No, Burak. If you told me you had 3 tank cars full of that panacea and an army of doctors from the capital ready to administer it, that would have convinced me. As it stands, there's no going back. It's too great a risk. We only had 12 days. That's not enough time. And the Inquisitor.
The squeal of the gears can't hold the machine.
Why have you come? To confirm to you that we have the means to fight the plague. The plague, not the outbreak. Who cares? We already decided everything without you. You've come uninvited. What did you decide? Who are you to demand reports from us? A backwoodsman, a self-taught doctor practicing barbaric traditional medicine. Oh, but I know who you are. You're the person I was very wrong to put my hopes on, the person who let me down. Out, now. I know where to get the ingredient for my serum. We can produce it. You, over there, seize this man and throw him out.
I'm the only one alive in this town.
So you insist on a second attempt, huh? Stubborn. Not a second, a first one. Alright, let's roll then. Let us imagine that the last train has not yet left the station. Just don't be late. Now all I need is to not miss my stop. So the game familiarizes you with its mechanics through a series of kind of psychedelic dreams almost that constitute the start. Our fellow traveler moving about in a coffin. How did you get inside this coffin? Me? You're the one in the coffin. Why did you crawl in there? I was hiding. That's one tiny compartment. Your bones must be aching. A coffin is the best means of transportation in the world. It can get you to unimaginable places. You look alive, though, so that vehicle is beyond your means for now. A free rider, eh? Just like you. And now, enough chatter, alright? You woke me up, and I want to sleep. It's a train full of coffins. Also, I have to say I love the sound design and music in this game. Railroads are beautiful. They always lead to one place you can't turn from, except when there's a silly mistake like this crash. Dying just to escape fate. Stupid. Boring. Who are you? Us? Kind volunteers who advise you to return to the train car. It will soon leave. What happened here? Ahead or behind? Behind me. That is Boss Turok, a creature of steppe legends from which the world was created. What was he trying to achieve here? Stupid. Life can never prevent death. What is ahead then? Why the fires? As you can see, the blood no longer flows in this artery. There's a clot. You're a doctor, aren't you? Do you have medicine with you? What clot? What are these black flakes? How should we know? You're the doctor, not us. Go and see. We're only ensuring no other trains are derailed. We'll fix yours too once the beast leaves the tracks. I'll go on foot then. Someone's waiting for me. So these flakes are what the infection looks like when a district of the town is suffering from the plague. They drain immunity and eventually will cause infection. There's some sort of aerial component to it. But again, we'll get to that soon enough. Want to share secrets? You first. I'm worried people in the town won't be so happy to see me. What if they shun me like some mutt and slam doors in my face? What if my toll is too small? I could fail to meet my goal. But maybe this is only anxiety. Yes, I can do it. Recruiter? Not really. Your turn now. Be honest and your fate will change. That's how it goes. I'm worried about my father. He summoned me with a letter, a troublesome one. Something bad has happened. Do you want to play? I'm game. Dice? What are the stakes? Your fate. You're a funny man. This guy gives me the creeps. Now we're in a house filled with coffins. Here's the mind net starting to come together. I'm coming home. All I need is to avoid distraction. There's darkness ahead. I follow the rails into a black cloud. This place is wrong. It's not my home. Who is in the back room? So a lot of this game involves looting various compartments and trash cans and whatnot for objects which can be bartered. Someone heavy. I hear heavy steps in the dark. I can't see you. Are you deaf? No, I'm a doctor. What's wrong with you? Water. I'm so thirsty. I need a drink of fresh water. Please bring it to me. Alright, wait a bit. Each has 2 eyes and 2 ears. Most have 1 nose and 1 mouth. Riddle me this, if eyes and ears were switched, what would be right? If noses and mouths were switched, what would be fixed? Did you kill him? Answer the question, Kayala. You're a step man. You must know the answer. But I don't. Then be on your way, Kayala. People don't kill people. Is that man alive then? Thirsty, fellow traveler. I am. There is water in a wooden barrel behind you. You walked past your goal, not for the first time, and certainly not for the last. I saw the light. I thought it invited me here, like a moth. Ouch. Where all the mime things were, we now see coffins. There's Clara and the Bachelor. Bad dream? Yeah, dream. I hope it doesn't come true. So you want to meet your dad? Yes. Me too. Why have we stopped? Are we there already? Let Mother Baldo caress your step, Kolbun. You haven't forgotten your people, have you? I'm not one of you. I wasn't raised on the steppe. Do you have a good heart? Well, it's healthy. We hear Earth with our hearts. The heart has a pulse, so does Earth. If they sing in harmony, you hear the language of earth and herbs, the language of warmth and cold. Look, Tanger, and listen. Whose words are all around? What does Earth say? I can't decipher this language. A lot of time has passed. You were gone. You forgot many things. Your heart is spoiled, Katenga. Let's see if it's rotten. How can you see that? The fight will show. Whose heart is king? Who hears the unheard words? You will see my heart. The kin's blood runs through me. I was never torn from my people. I'll take a look. This is the combat tutorial. Let us trade hearts, Kolboan. Let's become kin. What need you have of mine? Isn't it rotten? A river of good washes away a drop of rot. There is no me in you. There's a people, Katenge. Mix your flesh with ours. Alright, let it be so. Exchange my rotten heart for this good heart. We're almost there. Are you relieved? Oh yes, can't wait to get there. Just can't wait. Are we there already? Don't worry, you can't miss it. We're riding the rails in a railroad like fate always has a final destination. Our next stop will be our last, the true stop. Good. Well, it was nice passing the time. Good luck with your father. I'm sure he can't wait. Good luck to you too. Oh. That's fun.
My dear son, Artemy, I write to you after so many years apart in the hopes that you may find a way to return to us. Something worries me. I fear a difficult trial approaches. I hope that your studies have proven fruitful and that you have achieved great skill as a surgeon. Such skill might be of use here. I remain the only physician in this town, but you know that I am growing old. I need an assistant.
I hate this house. The layout just makes no sense. Day 1, in which the Haruspex finds out his hometown has changed beyond recognition. So this is the beginning of the actual game. We arrive at the station, and our character, the Haruspex, is accosted by 3 muggers, one of whom has a knife, and somehow manages to fight off and slay all 3 of them.
The worst is yet to come.
You hit hard for a hunchback, but whoa boy, you screwed up. Those 3 guys are dead. I saw you do it too, and you're going to be in serious trouble. A hunchback? Kid, I'm bent over in pain here. You need to handle that bleeding, old man. You're covered in blood. Your own blood. You don't need to lecture me, boy. I'm a surgeon. Oh, I saw that. You're sure good at cutting people. All reflexes. A slicer dicer. Do you have anything I can use to stop this bleeding? Here you go. A tourniquet. It used to be my leash, but seems like you need it more. Thanks. You're a nice kid. Man, you really do have some anger problems, don't you? Zing, pow, blam, 3 guys dead. This ain't the right way. Ain't how we do things around here. Yeah, what's the right way then? Well, you gotta be nicer. Just hit him 3 times max. Send him running and let them run. You don't actually have to kill everyone who bothers you. Jeez. I'll keep that in mind. So we begin play with our health low, our exhaustion somewhat built up, our hunger halfway there, and our thirst building up as well. Go ahead and take care of some of that.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
The one with the knife was Kirik, a leather worker. I'm not gonna cry for him. That guy was nuts. And who were the others? Hell if I know. Cannery workers, you can tell by their hands. Moonlighting as highwaymen. Does the cannery underpay them? I don't know. Rumors going around that someone else got murdered tonight. Guess I should sniff around and find out. Who knows? Maybe it's true. I hope it isn't. The town's seen enough blood for one day. Well, Barak, you're nearly dead. Got a few minutes left. I'm here to announce your demise. Are you with that crowd? Of course I'm not. They were just peaceful townsfolk. Craftsmen, factory workers, good sons and fathers. But me, I'm much more dangerous. I'm the mask of fate. Peaceful? Yeah, right. Why'd they try to kill me? My esteemed colleague will explain. So what did you want to tell me? You've been bashed on the head several times, and the locals' fists are heavy, and one of those 4 stab wounds looks deep. Significant blood loss, too, and the local climate is unforgiving in terms of strain. Do you have any heart conditions? Heh. Your health is a mess. I'm guessing you haven't eaten in several days. And that you didn't sleep last night, did you? That's what I thought. So your hunger and exhaustion are critical too. I wonder which of these afflictions will be the death of you first. So what's your plan? Any good advice? Dressing your wounds would be a good idea. Where would I get bandages? A drugstore, Barak. You've been studying surgery for 6 years and you're just finding this out now. But it's not just about the wounds. Even when they're dressed, you still need to be aware of your body. It's not always on your side. Pay attention to its needs. I'll figure it out. What next? Next, you die anyway, because the whole town will soon have it out for you, and it's got nothing to do with these 3 poor souls you just done in. Why do they hate me? My colleague over there can explain it better. That's his role. Mine is teaching you how your body works, so you don't die before you make it home. Fair enough. Forewarned, forearmed. Persistent, huh? Good. Maybe you'll even survive a day or 2 this way. Got a bite? Birdseed's fine. Food is sold in shops, though your reputation might prevent you from a warm welcome. But there's a meat warehouse nearby that was conveniently broken into recently. The perpetrators walked down the railroad tracks there, ahead and to the right. Think you can catch up to them? Yes, the railroad track that goes through the warehouses is just a stone's throw away. Godspeed, Barak, though I doubt it'll be easy, God's presence or not. Any useful advice, then? Be careful. Be stealthy. People are scared out of their minds right now and quick to attack. Trust no one. Speak to my esteemed colleague over there. He wants a word with you. Alright. Welcome back home, Warden. You've been away a while. You probably don't even remember the heady scent of Twire in the air. Do you know why you got attacked? No clue. The whole town is looking for a murderer. A very important and respected man was killed last night. The townsfolk loved him better than some children love their fathers. Don't be too hard on them. Who was killed? You knew the victim. Less than you thought, but more than most. Don't worry, you'll learn more soon. But I personally can't divulge this sort of information. Investigator's privilege. So you're an investigator. Aren't we all? Everyone lies, so you can only get to the bottom of things by using your brain. That's what your father used to say. It's an actual quote from him, by the way, because I happen to know him, and we got even better acquainted today. How about you? Did you two argue much? You know him? Unlikely. He hates people who hide their faces. Indeed, old Isidore Burrock is the exemplar of a true doctor, and a true human being, if a miserable one. Do you honor your father? We're done here. I won't discuss my father with you. Whatever, that bit's not important. Time is short. Oh, by the way, Burrock, time is important. Be careful how you spend it. And be aware that you don't have much left. How much? You've got less than 2 weeks, Burrock. 12 or so days. Trust me, I'm a specialist. So use your time well, and hurry home now. Why are you wasting your time here? Your father's waiting. I don't like you much, beakhead. Be quiet. He must not hear your voice, Linklos. He only speaks and lies and wants you dead. I see. Care to elaborate on that, monkey man? Do not go home, Brock. Stay clear of home. In town you have some friends yet, do you not? Let me guess, father's unhappy with me, isn't he? Unhappy? Far from it, far as can be, but still, do not go home. I beg of you, heed my words. Avert your doom, Brock. Averting doom isn't my style. The town is yours, Brock. May you soon find how deep, how far its roots run down your spine. May you inhabit it, sink through its pores, learn vein and artery, nerve and blood and cell. You need no home beyond the town itself. Forget that place you so eagerly seek. I beg forgiveness. Grievous harm will come to me, should I tell you more than I can. I'll keep what you said in mind. So we're looking at 7:40 a.m. on the first day. We can make our way back to the family home. She must be offended, or ashamed. She's free to go, we told her, but she refuses. I'll have you know we were respectful. We only checked her legs. It's mandatory. And she had normal human legs, so free to go now. Yet there she stands. You checked her legs. What for? Neither clay nor bone. She's a normal, living girl, not a shabnak. And so she's free to go. Yet she doesn't. She must be offended. The steppe people have odd morals. They don't fear death. They refuse to cut a body, and are ashamed of strange things. What shabnak? A shabnak, creature of steppe legends. They say Earth disgorges it, and then it steals a woman's form and goes around murdering folks. It's all silly, of course, but we have an order to check, so we do. Who ordered this? We are the Saburovs people. Each of the 3 houses assigned someone to look for the monster. The Olgimskis, the Kanes, of course, and, obviously, the Saburovs, the latter being us. And who might you be, good sir? I'm Isidore Burrock's son. I've returned home after 6 years. Oh, send my regards to your father. A most respectable man. He dragged my daughter from beyond the grave, and we almost gave up on her. You tell him that. Tell him that Peter the Nightjar sends his fondest regards. I will. At last, a crowd now gathers round my act. Sit down like that. Now watch. Death by starvation. Tough luck. Fortunately, unlike you, I'm nowhere near starving. Wrong. You should look for freaks that trade in trash. Perhaps home-owning freaks too foolish to see as you rummage through their paltry things. That's not a bad idea, actually. I think your act may be delayed after all. So relieved they brought fresh water from the springs, otherwise we'd have to drink from the Gokran. Gorkon water will turn you into livestock. Saw it with my own eyes. You have no sense of humor, Teneg. Who'd drink from the Gorkon? Even blood would be better, so fresh spring water is good news. But I wonder how long it will last. What about the water bearers? Have they left for more? Vlad the Younger manages the water bearers now, but he's a simpleton. I've even heard rumors he might be digging a well. Surely false, of course. Even someone completely incompetent wouldn't do that. Just a superstition. I also believed it for a while, but not anymore. So I can trade with people. Certain different people are interested in different things. And some materials have actual use and value, like to gameplay. Others are just useful to different kinds of people. Would you look at that? What's going on there? That's where the bodies are taken. What bodies? Of today's victims, accidental victims. What do you mean? The autumn is foul this year. People have gone mad. That's what I mean. I don't understand. Oh shit, that's the guys. Wait, is that the 3 guys? So that's the nightmare I had. Can you imagine? Just before I woke up, I told him, "Be on your way then, Kayala. People don't kill people." This is the kid from one of our supernatural trippy visions that we had when we had to get water outside. What do you want, old man? I feel like I've seen you before. Each has 2 eyes and 2 ears. Most have 1 nose and 1 mouth. Riddle me this. If eyes and ears were switched, what would be right? If noses and mouths were switched, what would be fixed? That's a tough one. Hey, Nokern. Bikara, you are a good man. Buy my bowl. By Arla, Nokern, how much do you want for it? It's as good as free. 300. Cheap indeed. Is it stolen? You offend me, Katanga. Not stolen. It's just that money is needed more than bulls these days. How come? Prices will rise 2 times tomorrow, 4 times the day after that. And Suak knows what will happen 2 days after tomorrow. I need to stock up today. Oh my, how do you know this? Don't laugh, but my bull told me. Huh? It's not just any bull, it brings luck. When the time comes, it'll tell you what to do. Can it talk then? Unente, it is known. It will talk on the scariest day of your life, showing you the right way. Hey, Caralda. Caralda. I'd rather not have it at all. Perhaps there won't be a scary day in my life then. That's funny logic, like you believe your own tall tale. The scary day will come if you have a bull or not. It's not his life, but yours. Take him for 200. It's a good bull. Be Kara, it'll be useful for you. I don't even have a place to keep it. Pay me now and I'll bring it to your place later. There will come a day when you'll be grateful to me. You mean the scariest day of my life? Nah, not interested. I only have 24 money right now. Let's take a little detour here. I find myself exhausted, soon to fall. Dead tired, they say. I wonder what it means. It means you need some sleep. But woe is me, for I have no place to sleep. Doors locked before this low tragedy, and now unwelcome here in this hometown. Same here. Go home, Barak. Repose will do you good. But should you find another's cot, be quick to steal sleep. Sweet dreams, misfortune seeker. You're right. I need to get home quickly. How? Why? Curse this air, this mind-numbing odor. What do we do now? Did you do this? No, it was a twire-addled mob. The steppe is in bloom and people get crazed, but never before was it this bad. But what for? In the morning, people screamed about a steppe abomination that had left no footprints and had bones for legs. But now look, it's only a girl. A steppe girl, sure, but alive. What bones? Can you plainly see that it's a normal girl? Don't you know how it goes? Get her, one screams, and the rest crowd without hesitation, especially in the night, especially with their minds intoxicated. Not everyone can think for themselves. It's easier to just do as you're told. Do people scream things like that often around here? Have you been listening, lad? I'm telling you, this is the first time. The world must be coming to an end. Indeed. So part of the steppe folk are this, I guess, human subspecies called the Odong, sometimes referred to as worms. If you see a man, run. Men are angry today. They kill the likes of you and I. Why are they so hateful? Looking for a murderer, turning into murderers themselves. This is how a town changes. I'll be cautious. You look like a murderer. Do not delve into the town's flesh if you want to keep alive. Keep to the outskirts. Less people there. Thanks, Worm. Let Mother Bodo keep your footprints warm. There, locked shut. Won't let anyone in. Not that I object. There must be order. And so it was ordered. What are you all waiting for, me? So you're Barak's son, then. The one who left town so long ago. You missed him by hours. Guess it wasn't in the cards. Couldn't you have gotten here, say, yesterday? Everything would be different then, and he waited for you so eagerly. Get on with it. What happened? Old Barak is dead. 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 No one knows how. Rumor has it he was murdered. A load of bull. He was like a father to us all. Who would kill him? I don't buy it. Neither do I. The crowd's gone mad, like frightened children, so eager to catch someone, anyone, and no idea who. Some say it was an outsider, others a shabnak. When it hits home, people are quick to drag the clay wench from the depths of memory. What clay wench? A shabnakadir, a thing of steppe legends. I don't recall what it is. Earth is living. In the wake of great change, wrath, pain, fear, anxiety, all these things grow in its belly, until one day it disgorges a creature of clay and dead bones. It often looks like a woman, and the longer it walks among us, the more it looks like a living person. And you think a shabnak killed my father? Well, maybe the killer was a shabnak. Who else? A person couldn't have done it. You think so? Isidore was a man. Men must not kill men, and so men do not kill men. At least not in this town, they don't. Obviously they do now. Oh, but of course he wasn't killed. People are mad with grief, so they parrot nonsense. And Saburov is only too happy to prey on these rumors. He'll dig his claws deep into this case to flaunt his value, mark my words. A domineering leader, then. Tell me about it. Obviously it isn't murder. But he's given the order to seize anyone who might even be remotely suspicious. If I were you, I wouldn't go to Saburov, although he did take the key, and you probably want to pay your last respects to your father. He was taken by Saburov's men. Where? No clue. People used to bring the dead to your father. You know, a doctor. How will we live now? No idea. Unbelievable. The war, the train delayed. What a terrible year. Do you even have a place to stay now? Yes, I have friends in town. 3 at least. They'll help me. Do you think they'll still remember you? It's been 6 years after all. They do.
Hober Dehoy. Half a man, half a boy.
Why are you covered in blood? Who are you? That's not important. Who you are, that's important. I'm old Barak's son. What I want to know is, why are you covered in blood? It's none of your business. Whatever, but I'll remember you. My advice, kid, watch your tongue. So now we can go and visit one of our 3 friends. Let's go to Reuben's because it's closest. Everyone calm down. No more mob justice. What the fuck do you want? Everything is dealt with over here. No more blood. What is dealt with? The murderers. It wasn't them, and if it was, it's up for the judge to decide. Are you one of the crazies who can't keep their fists in check? Calm down. What did they do? Played vigilantes, attacked people. I had no idea what got into them, losing any semblance of humanity. Who screamed murder in the morning? Well, who rumor-mongered about the clay golem shaped like a woman? Who started murdering people with no due process? I don't know. Absurdity. How could it happen? How could anyone call themselves human after that? God. Go. Calm down and be on your way. I have nothing to do with any of this. Hey, Karalda. I didn't do anything. Why did they run away? I don't know, they behave so strange. What are you doing here, Basagan? I brought my bones here. Why? I won't explain to you. I did nothing wrong, I just brought my bones here. What's wrong with that? These bones are mine, I didn't steal them. I tell the truth. You should be more careful with your bones, Basagan. You're acting strange, and people rarely appreciate that. What's so strange about that? They're the strange ones. Come to think of it, it isn't, so go ahead and do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. It will not. I believe you, Basagan. Yeah, that's odd. Ooh, look at the mind map expanding out here. The Bachelor.
Sow an act and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a character. Sow a character and you reap a destiny.
Well, one thing is clear. You are a very, very lucky man, which means you need to take care of yourself. You're so careless, Vorak. It's Artemy Vorak, right? Borak. Artemy Borak. Apologies. Oh, and may I ask, is it true that your actions have already resulted in 4 deaths? 3. That's what I thought. And who the hell are you, buddy? Daniil Denkovsky, Bachelor of Medicine, at your service. But before we speak any further, I'd like to clarify a rather crucial thing. Just how highly do you hold your sense of duty? Why do you ask? Well, from this point on, you owe me. I just saved you from a rather grisly fate. I don't remember seeing a rescue team. Your Reuben has utterly murderous intents. Isidore meant quite a lot to him. Your father was his mentor. Reuben even considers himself old Burrock's true son, unlike you. Anyway, he thinks you're to blame for your father's death. What a load of... I managed to convince him that you didn't actually kill Isidore. Well, not empirically, but I'm under the impression that, in Reuben's mind, you still caused your father's death. You did, after all, take your sweet time getting here, while Isidore was counting on your help. Is that true? No, it's not. And I sense some foul play in your valiant attempt to save me from my best friend. Look, you have my condolences, Vorak, but since we've established that you owe me, let me explain how you'll repay your debt. Things are about to get a little tense, and I need only one thing. Just do exactly as I tell you. You're a doctor, right? Borak, how are things going to get tense? Today's tragedy won't be the last. I was blessed with a naturally high intelligence, and my observations indicate that a very deadly visitor has come to this godforsaken town. That's all I can say for now. I don't like you, bachelor whatever. Allow me to sum up. Reuben told me he's the only decent doctor in town, but you're a competent surgeon. I need you alive, healthy, and quiet, close at hand. Spare me any wild improvisations. I'll be handling the situation. Medicum morbo abitire. I need to see if you're any good first. For now, cheers. Hey, there's the money that we need if we're going to buy that bull. And that is a good place to save the game.